It's time for Debrief, your quick wrap-up of TRT World's top stories from the week.
Okay.
She's telling everything.
Who went to 002?
Sorry?
Nice.
The US and Iran are holding high-level talks in Birkenstock, Switzerland, amid an escalation in Lebanon and a dispute over the Strait of Hormuz. US Vice President J.D. Vance and Iran's chief negotiator Mohammad Baghir Khalibaf are leading their respective delegations. Pakistan's Prime Minister, who's been a key mediator, is also there.
Talks are layered with complexity, particularly regarding Lebanon and also Iran's response to Israel's renewed attacks in Lebanon on Saturday by closing the Strait of Hormuz.
There have been so many iterations of ceasefire agreement and almost immediate violation.
Qatar and Pakistan confirm the US and Iran have agreed on a roadmap toward a final deal within 60 days.
70% of the historic district of this city has been completely obliterated, and most of the city's residents have fled.
The Israeli military remains in Lebanon. Israel's Prime Minister insists there'll be no restrictions on his forces there.
Pezeshkian travelled to Islamabad amid ongoing efforts to secure a final agreement between Iran and the US.
For the next 60 days, sanctions on the production, delivery, and sale of Iranian oil will be suspended.
The Iranians are pushing back on J.D. Vance's announcement that nuclear inspectors will be allowed back into the country.
Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson had his weekly press conference, and again he said that Iran did not discuss the details of its nuclear program during the talks in Switzerland.
Iran is also denying that it's agreed to use any unfrozen assets to buy American agricultural products.
You have the Secretary of State arriving at the UAE, going to Bahrain, going to Kuwait for 3 days. All of that part of trying to get this MOU agreed to across the Gulf states. While we have here in Washington, D.C. at the State Department, we have the talks between Lebanon and Israel.
Over 20,000 buildings, apartment units, either damaged or destroyed. And Nabatea is really the epicenter. By some estimates, 10,000 housing units.
An agreement has been reached between the Lebanese and Israeli delegations after talks that lasted several days. The delegations have agreed on a framework to cooperate to keep the border free from Hezbollah and to respect each other's sovereignty.
Rescue teams are searching through collapsed buildings in Venezuela's capital after two powerful earthquakes struck within a minute of each other and triggered tsunami warnings across the Caribbean.
The first earthquake, measuring 7.2 in magnitude, struck at around 6 p.m. local time on Wednesday. Just 39 seconds later, an even stronger 7.5 quake struck, triggering panic across Caracas.
We are declaring a state of emergency. The capital city, Caracas, saw buildings collapse in different parishes.
It was the strongest I had ever felt. It went for a long time. We had never had anything break in any earthquake, and everything inside the house broke.
Hundreds of deaths and thousands have been injured in this horrible event.
US President Donald Trump says the US is standing by and that they will move quickly to help. Several other countries have also offered support, including Turkey, Qatar, Colombia, Brazil, and the UK.
There have been countries in the region such as Chile, Ecuador, El Salvador, Mexico offering support. Now, Venezuela is not a country that has experience with big earthquakes.
What we heard from colleagues of the IFRC and the Venezuelan crossing in Caracas is that the situation is really complicated and the scale of devastation is immense.
Turkey has sent a 67-member team. That includes AFAD, search and rescue, and humanitarian assistance, plus members from the Health Ministry and the Turkish Red Crescent.
Well, foreign rescue teams, including some from countries with no ties to Venezuela, are mobilizing to search for survivors under the rubble. Mexico, El Salvador, Spain, and Colombia have all sent 600 rescue personnel between them. Switzerland and Germany have also sent crews, as well as specialized detection dogs. listening equipment and rescue gear. The US has unlocked $150 million in aid, and the United Nations says that even more support is on its way.
We have seen way too much, and the struggle to get the kids out alive. We got one, they were 3. We got one alive. Thank God, but not all of them.
Here's the news in brief, where we bring you even more top stories.
Disaster has gripped Europe too, but this time, one scientists warn is here to stay. A deadly heatwave has swept across much of the continent, affecting more than 150 million people, with temperatures rising above an unusual 35 degrees. With infrastructure mainly built to keep heat in and limited air conditioning, many Western European countries are unprepared for the intensely hot weather. Even a conference in London to discuss the extreme heat had to be called off because of extreme heat. Temperature records were broken this week in Britain, France and Spain. The UK issued its first ever red heat alert covering 3 consecutive days. Dozens have lost their lives in heatwave-related deaths across the continent. And tens of thousands of homes also lost power in France as the heat strained the country's electricity grid. Scientists say this week's temperatures would have been virtually impossible this time of the year just 50 years ago.
Europe is one of the regions of the world that is warming fastest. What we found is that similar heat waves in June would have been about 3.5 degrees cooler than this just 50 years ago. But this heat wave and reaching these record-breaking temperatures that we've seen in the UK and France and that we may still see over the weekend in other parts of Europe, this would not have been possible until very recently without human-caused warming.
From one kind of pressure to another. Britain is looking for a prime minister again. After weeks of speculation, Prime Minister Keir Starmer resigned on Monday.
I will resign as leader of the Labour Party.
He had swept into Downing Street just over a year ago after winning a landslide election for Labour. But falling poll numbers, poor local election results and growing frustration within his own party quickly turned that honeymoon into a leadership crisis. Even his cabinet ministers were looking to oust him for a while. And those efforts picked up when former Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham recently returned to Parliament after defeating Nigel Farage's Reform UK in a by-election, which he ran in to be able to challenge Starmer for Labour leadership. If no one else comes forward, Burnham will take over the premiership by the time UK Parliament returns from recess. With Starmer gone by September, Britain will have its 7th Prime Minister in a decade. It's a level of political turnover few would have expected before the Brexit vote on June 23rd, 10 years ago. Elsewhere in Europe, Russian President Vladimir Putin says Moscow is ready to start peace talks with Ukraine using the same Istanbul format as 2022. But despite the renewed diplomatic language, both sides continue escalating their war game on the ground. On Friday, Russia said it came under the largest Ukrainian drone attack of the year, with over 660 drones intercepted overnight across multiple regions. And Ukrainian strikes on Russian-held Crimea on Wednesday left large parts of the peninsula without power. Kiev's also been consistently targeting energy infrastructure, and drone strikes forced one of Russia's largest oil refineries to suspend operations this week, adding to the fuel shortages across the country. And last but not least, a new UN report says Israel has continued to commit genocide and crimes against humanity in Gaza by deliberately targeting Palestinian children. The report published on Tuesday says more than 20,000 children have been killed and over 44,000 injured since October 2023, making around 30% of Israel's victims minors. The war crimes are not limited to Gaza. The Commission outlined many instances across the Palestinian territories, including a detailed account of the deliberate killing of a 14-year-old in the occupied West Bank. UN says Israel shot the boy and left him to bleed out at a time when no fighting was taking place. His body has still not been returned to his family.
There can be no doubt in anyone who reads today's report that every international legal norm has been violated by the actions of the Israeli authorities towards Palestinian children.
Beyond the casualties, The report says repeated displacement, starvation, and severe psychological trauma are leaving scars that will affect an entire generation of Palestine's future.
And here's a taste of our features from the World Cup.
Every World Cup creates heroes. Some score goals. Others wear a kilt. And thanks to social media, supporters have become famous without kicking a ball. Scotland fans quite literally took over Boston. The Tartan Army, not content with conquering football, made themselves at home at Fenway Park, the home of the Boston Red Sox. In Houston, the Dutch were doing what the Dutch always do, bouncing from left to right and then back again. Mexico's latest celebrity isn't a footballer or a coach. It's a duck. Meet Marlon, the feathered superfan who waddled his way into the hearts of supporters across the tournament. And if his rise wasn't already quackers enough, Marlon's next stop was the presidential palace. Japan's fans have built a reputation for leaving stadiums spotless. But one supporter became a viral sensation all by himself during a live television interview.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, how you doing?
My name is.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Hirochika Nakakuki.
Oh wow.
It's live?
Okay.
It's
yes,
live?
Yes, it's live. Baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I cannot speak English, but I'm excited.
I love it! Yeah, baby!
Across North America, fans have been living their best lives. These Argentinian supporters celebrated victory by taking over a Texas barbecue.
In Hollywood, earning a star can take a lifetime. At a World Cup, one moment can make you one. And this tournament has already produced plenty.
One of the World Cup's smallest nations, Cape Verde, earned their first ever point by holding Spain to a goalless draw. And at the heart of it all was their remarkable goalkeeper, better known as Vozinha, which means the little granny. Making save after save, the 40-year-old became one of the stories of the tournament. 27 shots faced, 7 saves, and 14 million Instagram followers later, Vozinha only had one wish.
And also because my mom, the money we have to pay for the visa, we didn't manage on time, and I would like she to be here, but I'm very happy also, and I'm very happy for all the Cape Verdean people.
But thanks to his newfound fame and a little help from US authorities, that wish has now come true. His proud mum will now watch the rest of Cape Verde's World Cup journey from the stands.